Let's get to the hogs, don't you know?
What started as a protest against U.S. and Canadian rules requiring truckers to be fully vaccinated to enter either country has erupted into a movement of thousands against the Canadian public health system.
We don't need the government to overreach to tell us what to do.
The unvaccinated for 2 years have been shamed and thrown under the bus.
The protesters took to the streets for the second week in a row with a convoy of semi-trucks blocking intersections. They brought downtown Ottawa to a halt, disrupting businesses and flooding police with calls about everything from incessant honking to threats and assault. The protests have drawn praise from former President Donald Trump, and Ottawa police say the convoy is getting significant logistical and financial support from people in the United States. On Friday.
It's so awesome that like we're just exporting the chuds and also, yo, get Canada, okay? I'm sorry. It just makes me so giddy when we give our fucking reactionary brain rot to other countries. Like, it's great. It's fucking great, dude. I don't know why the fuck you haven't sent down like the Moose Riders, okay? The RCMP. Where are they? Crack some fucking skulls. What are y'all doing? Like, I don't understand. You can't deal with this protest in the same way that you deal with like First Nation tribe members are protesting like pipelines being built. You know, you have no problem beating the shit out of people when they're indigenous protesters. Where you at? Huh? What's up? What's going on? You can't crack a few skulls? You're gonna tell me that's what you're telling me? You can't even beat the shit out of a few fucking white guys in pickup trucks? Messed up, don't you know? What's going on? I thought Canada was a place of law and order. Turns out it's not a place of law and order, eh? It's so funny because like I've covered this already before it made it to mainstream news out here, and 90% of the truckers are vaccinated. Okay, there's also a very high population of truckers that are not white, okay? But this protest, first of all, this protest is not fucking led by truckers, okay? It's not. It's literally built and designed by a guy who's not a trucker himself. You know, it's attended by people who are not truckers. They just own these like lifted trucks, which doesn't make you a trucker. Also, I love this, but they don't know how to fucking spell. Like there was a truck that said like, say no to, they were trying to say tyranny, and they wrote the T slur for trans people. Like they're like, just say no. United non-compliance. Like they literally are too, like, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. Like, don't say I'm ableist, but I do feel like they are actually so fucking stupid. Like they're just like actually incredibly dumb. Non-compliance. We need to stop with this compliance. It's just like, ultimately, this is just another instance where you got some fucking homies, okay? They're hanging out, they're having fun, they're doing hog shit, they're bored, and as long as it doesn't get out of hand, which it seems like it might, for the record, it seems like it is, because there have been like some violent instances, some violent moments so far. Luckily, they just don't have guns in Canada to the same degree that they have it in America, you know what I mean? I just like, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, you know what I mean? It's like they just don't have the guns that we do. So when I see shit like this, I'm like, okay, luckily they're just, you know, they have horns. They're weaponizing their horns. But it seems like a big party. It seems like a big party for like wine moms, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you guys doing? Go home, you fucking weirdos. I just don't understand how they can do this, especially when it's so cold out. Like, it makes no dang sense to me. Go home. Why don't you? Go home.
I voiced my opinion to the truckers on the street. They're stuck in the snow. I said, how does it feel to be stuck in a city right now? A lot of the citizens of Ottawa and Centertown feel that they can't even leave their home.
That's so annoying. They just like blow their horns the entire day. They should literally make that illegal and also throw people in jail. Straight up. It's the most annoying way to protest. I think you should absolutely get thrown in jail, and maybe even like you should be police brutalized a little bit, like a baby bit, okay? That just for being so annoying. I mean, straight up. Just like a little bit. Like not like police brutalized in like how do I describe it? Like you're a skateboarder in America and a cop catches you doing skateboarding where you're not supposed to. I'm not saying like police brutalized in the sense that like you're like a black teenager. I mean like police brutalize and like a regular police altercation where there is like a little bit of escalation, just like a baby bit, you know? Well, that's so annoying that I'm already done. Like if they were just like partying and they're like, yeah, take your masks off, don't you know? That's fine. Who cares, right? But the honking of the horns, that's really fucked up. That's so annoying because it's such an annoying thing, such a nuisance. You know, just crack just literally just baton them a little bit, you know, impound some vehicles, baton them a little bit. They'll stand down. They're all pussies. They have saunas. What? Like this stuff is fine. The saunas and bouncy castles, like who cares? Yeah, like let them have fun. It's literally Hog Chaz without guns. Yeah, I've seen that comparison before. This is a Chaz. This is Hog Chaz. You are right. Without a warrant or cause, the Canadian Gestapo are seizing all fuel, private property from the trucker convoy in the dark of the night at the dead of winter. They want their countrymen to die. Trudeau is a fascist dictator. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, do more of this. They're so incredibly polite. It's kind of fucked up how polite they are. Like, it really blows my mind how nice they are. On the live stream just a few minutes ago, I bet she didn't expect to find anyone who identifies as white supremacist so readily. He's even met with a few cheers. Whether or not there is a minority of voices parading around extreme views, ask yourself why they feel safe there. Wait, what? Yeah, of course there are white supremacists here. Like, it's not entirely comprised of white supremacists, but like this idea that this fucking movement that has like literal Nazi flags and shit that they're waving around doesn't have like actual Nazis in it is so funny. Like, oh, I was so confused.
So nice to see so many faces. I have a question for you, okay? I need you to help me out. I'm looking for someone. I need to know what a white supremacist looks like. Are you a white supremacist, sir?
Yes, I am a white supremacist.
All right. There you go.
Wait, what? That's awesome. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty racist myself. Yeah, if I do say so myself. I do believe in the superiority of the white race, don't you know? Yeah, very cool. She goes, okay. I don't know if he's like being sarcastic or not, but it is pretty funny seeing someone just be like, yeah, I do actually. I am loud and proud. Yeah, it's very cool. And then people are like, yeah, that's our guy. She's like, okay, well, I was confused, but I'm no longer confused. There are white supremacists among us, and it turns out the crowd, they're a fan. It seems like the crowd likes the white supremacists. Never mind. I should not have asked that question. I should not have asked that question.
And I'm sure you'll see why I'm confused, because all I can see are freedom-loving Canadians.
Yeah, except for that white supremacist guy right there. And the people that were celebrating him in the crowd. But other than that, we're all freedom-loving Canadians. The thing that's funny about it is that like a lot of reactionary attitudes are just trafficked as not white supremacists when they are actually white supremacists. It's just when you read the theory, like usually in most circumstances, people that say like, oh no, I am a white supremacist are the people that have actually read the theory. You know what I mean? They didn't just like learn it from the memes. They didn't just learn it from Jordan Peterson saying like, oh, neo-Marxist postmodernists are, you know, doing Frankfurt School indoctrination of your children. Like when you hear about cultural Marxism, that's one thing. When you recognize that it's cultural Bolshevism that is, you know, Nazi fascist propaganda, and you say that's good, actually, I'm in favor of that. That's when you become an out and about white supremacist Nazi. But the difference between, you know, a lot of the people in that crowd and a lot of people who just are openly white supremacists is just like reading the theory, okay, studying the racism, like going and identifying what branch of racist you are. You branch Davidian kind of racist. Anyway, regardless though, it just like doesn't fucking matter. Like, yeah, there's gonna be racists there. Obviously, a lot of those people are racist. But also, have you considered that they're funny?
And if you look at this yellow and green structure there, that is a bouncy castle, Michael. And that's just one of a few. There appear to be about
They're
5
joking.
of them
Okay.
set up right here on Wellington Street in front of the Parliament building. And protesters have packed straw bales around them in case anyone falls off, presumably. So that's just an indication of the kind of atmosphere on the streets and of the organization, the coordination and cooperation between these
If I was a fucking Alex Jones type, I would say these sorts of movements are psyops created by reactionaries exclusively to make it seem like all manner of worker organizing and worker coalitions and collective bargaining attempts is actually bastardized to look reactionary. Because like, why is it that there's never any like this level of coverage and this level of fucking round the clock coverage on organizing, union organizing, labor organizing, when it's actually for workers' rights? But when it's the 10% of the working class crying about fucking mask mandates, okay, crying about workplace safety conditions, then we have to hear it like nonstop. Then they get millions of fucking dollars. Then they get to just be all over television. Then they get to fucking shut down the fucking entire cities. But when it's like actually something that workers do need, I don't know, better benefits, shutting down a workplace for better benefits, shutting down a fucking assembly line for healthcare, for demanding back pay, or even like stopping racism in their workplace individually, anything like that. No coverage, like a little bit of coverage, just a baby bit of coverage. But we gotta fucking hear about these dickhead hogs all day, every day. Holy fuck. And also on top of that, they get so much money. Benjamin Norton. Oh, let's see. The Trucker Convoy in Canada is so obviously a right-wing operation astroturf by conservative billionaires. Benjamin Norton is correct. This is very clearly a fucking right-wing astroturf operation. It's absurd seeing some leftists pretend otherwise. This is Texas far-right attorney general, a corrupt Tea Party pet project who tried to help Trump steal the election. It's as clear as day that the Canada Trucker Convoy is astroturf by right-wing oligarchs. Trump is promoting it, and single rich donors were giving them $215,000, which is how it got to 10 million in 2 weeks. It's similar to a billionaire-funded rally Bolsonaro recently did in Brazil. In September, Brazil's far-right leader Bolsonaro and ultra-rich allies organized the astroturf rally, which they marketed as grassroots. Corporate oligarchs paid to send mini buses to the rally. Ben Norton is correct. This is very clearly an astroturf operation. Here's what the Canadian police are doing, though, in the most polite way possible. This is how they're stopping them.
They are taking fuel right away from people as they attempt to fuel their vehicles. And people are surrounding the police, even though the police are actually being extremely calm and cool about kind of everything, except for they're taking fuel, I guess. But
Canadian Asmongold, who's an anarchist.
They're being pretty respectful to everyone, considering they just got surrounded in like 2 seconds.
Canadian anarchists talking about how police are being respectful. Oh, dude, I love that. Okay, listen. God, I love anarchists. Yamaha anarchists. Okay, let's just watch this.
You got another thing coming. I have a record the size of my fucking arm. I am not a nice person. And I know what's coming. And I know what I'm getting prepared for. And I'll tell you right now, not a single person out there who's fucking going to be able to stand up to what's coming.
Dude, respect, dude. Look at him driving with one hand and fucking streaming with the other. Dude, that's peak, okay? That's peak, bro. That is peak hog physical perfection. Just steering with one hand and fucking holding it on with the other. I do that too. I respect it.
I fucking tee it. And I guarantee it, each and every one of you are going to run like little bitches. Yeah, I said little bitches.
Yeah, the gloves are off, don't you know? I used the B word. Oh, this makes me so giddy. Oh, dude, I love Canadian hogs. I've realized. Yeah, bitch, you're scared, right? Let me scare you further. Imagine a future where there's no poutine, okay? None. You can't have it. No more gravy on your fries. That's right. No Tim Hortons. No Timmy Bits. No Timbits. No. Yeah, that's what this socialist government wants. Yeah, Justin Trudeau. That's what he wants to do. No maple syrup. No more ketchup chips. Gloves are off now.
All you little fucking pukes. Giver. Can't wait to watch you cower and fucking run in shame. Run scared. I got pepper sprayed. I got rubber bullet in. You have no idea what's coming. Rubber bullets and pepper spray are fucked.
Yeah. You have no idea what's coming. I'm gonna say all Demena's words, okay? Yeah, that's right. I said bitches, that's just the start. I might even say fuckface. Yeah, shackles are off, baby. I'm gonna be so rude, I will never apologize.
Wait till the real bullets start flying. And then we'll...
Yeah, I got the blunderbuss. Oh, What's he gonna do, bro? Yeah, I got it. I'm getting my musket ready. That's from my father's father, don't you know? Just wait till my musket starts blasting at a rapid clip, you know? Then who will be laughing? You won't be laughing.
Yeah. To the rest of everybody else, I love yous. Thanks for all your support.
That's awesome. Wait till I pull out my gun that's restricted by the government. I don't know why I'm Irish now, but wait till I pull out my gun that's restricted by the government to only have 5 bullets. Who will be laughing then? Only 22s. 5 bullets. You know? It's pretty cool. Like, dude, I want to watch the Canadian police just fucking crack this dude. Okay? Just absolutely straight whip this dude when he comes out with a blunderbuss. Just straight up. Dude, it's just great, dude. Canadian hogs are at a different level, and I love it. Threat of the police crackdown last night after the state of emergency was declared. Oh, let's take a look. Ottawa police are now dismantling the convoy protesters' logistics camps on Coventry Road. There's a long row of tow trucks ready to remove transport trucks. I see 30 police officers dismantling the logistics camp. People are removing the fuel. Right now, police, with the help of the fire department, seem to be focusing on removing the gas and propane tanks. Police have left the fuel and propane, but have now dismantled the camp. They've, however, cut off the supply route from protesters downtown. Witnesses say before the police raid, they saw a drone fly overhead, surveilling them. Then dozens of officers came to the snowbanks and surrounded them. Protesters prayed for the police.
God help that you could just switch sides and recognize what's going on. People, think about what's happening in this country. Sir, look at me in the eye. Look at me in the eye. You're little ones. You need to be protected. God, open your eyes, sir. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Stand up for your freedom, sir. Stand up for your freedom, sir. Stand up for your freedom. Stand on the right side of history.
How's your mom feel about you? Shame on you. Shame.
Some truck convoy protesters seem stunned at this display of force. Dude, look at that. They just they literally don't understand. They don't understand that, like, they themselves would ever be at odds with the jackbooted thugs of the government. You know what I mean? They're, like, actually shocked when they get not even force. Like, they're not even seeing force, by the way. Calling this force is disgusting. Force is when you beat the shit out of First Nation protesters on you know, indigenous land, right? That's force. Like, these guys, they're, like, being pleasantly removed or, you know, being met with the force of nuisances. Okay, hurdles that they need to overcome.
Shame! 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 Shame!
Move away, guys. Get back.
I mean, I'm glad that the Canadian courts actually filed an injunction and like it's no longer allowed to just like keep doing noise pollution because that shit's fucking annoying.
Take care of us. We take care of you.
What are you gonna do, bitch?
Take me down, asshole!
The gloves are off, assholes!
Do something like this when we're fighting for you! You and everybody else!
Now you're telling me that was not excessive force?
Wait, what's excessive force? They have no idea. They have no concept of excessive force, dude. For those wondering what these officers are trained to maintain public order, and large firearm you see on the officer on the left is a riot control device that launches tear gas rubber projectiles. Dude, I love the Canadian broadcaster having to describe what a less than lethal weapon is because they like have never seen it. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty basic, dude. Like that's like every American protest. You get like 12 leftists together in America and they have that. Everyone is armed with that, with the fucking grenade launcher, armed with less than lethal rounds. Baby's first police brutality. Yeah, it's like baby's first show of force, you know? Dude, this is so awesome. Like this part is awesome. They're just jamming out, dude. They're fucking jamming out.
What would happen if American truck drivers decided they'd had enough of people like Joe Scarborough and went on strike? What would happen then? Well, this country would stop immediately. No more deliveries of...
It's true, and that would be fucking awesome. Except I'm pretty sure the Teamsters fucking despise Tucker Carlson. Like, yeah, there's obviously going to still be some Wait, that's awesome. What the fuck? This is awesome. Like, I really do hope that that happens. That would be great. But God, I want more fucking actual labor momentum, just so, like, obviously, first and foremost, so that, you know, workers can get better benefits, higher pay for all the obvious good reasons. And then, you know, more people joining labor unions, always a good thing. But also the secondary reason why I want it is so that Tucker Carlson, who's like Mr. Working Class, has to go back and fucking cry about like how the Teamsters claim to be the side of the working class. And yet they have a $1.8 billion strike fund. Doesn't seem so working class to me, does it? That's right. The Teamsters make $100,000 on average on their salaries, somewhere as high as $250,000 in a state like California. Doesn't seem so working class, does it? Like, he will turn on fucking truckers so quick, and those are like actual talking points that he would use too. Which, by the way, speaking of the Teamsters Canada has already denounced the truck drivers, and they said the real enemy for truckers is COVID-19. Statement by Francois Laporte, president of Teamsters Canada, representing over 55,000 professional drivers across Canada. But of course, you know, that goes against Tucker Carlson, who's trying to just simply propagandize. The only time that Republicans ever fucking get on board with labor unions, well, I mean, it's not even labor unions, let's be real, this is not even labor unions, but the only time Republicans get on board with like labor action is if it's the workers that do not represent a union or anything like that, and they only represent like 10% of the workers, and it's actually protesting against workplace safety provisions. It's crazy.
Quieter. It's been so noisy here for the past 2 weeks because of an injunction now. Anyone who honks their horn could potentially be arrested. So instead, as we get further into the day, what you're going to get instead is a lot of revving engines and music blaring and people giving speeches who insist that they will not be leaving until all of the restrictions and mandates go away for good. Robin.
All right, Trevor, thank you.
You know what really sucks? Liberals look to this and go, oh God, workers like protesting for their fucking rights is bad. So liberals are like seeing this as like labor organizing being bad. And then conservatives are only going to advocate for workers organizing when it's not even a real workers organization and it's for deregulation and against healthcare initiatives. The trucker convoy could be coming to the United States of America, don't you know?
Major impact on the auto industry. They're disrupting trade and forcing some manufacturing plants to slow production. Now the Department of Homeland Security warns a similar convoy might pop up near the Super Bowl.
This is just classic fear-mongering, in my opinion, from the media. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're actually astroturfing it so it happens in America too. But the funniest part about it is, like, what are they going to protest? We have nothing. Like, even the fucking mask mandates have been lifted. Like, that's what I always love. Whenever people are like, oh my God, they're still making kids wear masks. Like, where? In like one school in like fucking like Northern Virginia or something? Like, there's like no schools that actually have any restrictions whatsoever. Like it's not happening. New Jersey still does, except they're no longer going to have it. That's not very true. No, LA County still has it, but everything is getting all the restrictions are being lifted. The 11 remaining liberal in blue state governors got together this past week, talked to Joe Biden to change the restrictions at the federal level for the CDC too. They urged Joe Biden to change the restrictions at the CDC level. And now they're working on lifting their fucking restrictions, like completely.
Department of Homeland Security says it received reports a convoy of truckers plans to potentially block roads in major metropolitan cities and severely disrupt transportation. The DHS alert says the convoy could begin Sunday in Los Angeles, the site of the Super Bowl, gathering truckers as they travel across the country, possibly reaching Washington, D.C. on March 1st, the same day as the State of the Union.
I want all these mandates gone, and I'm not leaving until all the mandates are gone.
What is the stuff that you can't do right now as a non-vaccinated person?
I live in Quebec, so it's a bit more intense than other places in Canada. But look, I can't go skiing, I can't go to Walmart, I can't go to Canadian Tire, I can't go to Home Depot, I can't go to restaurants, I can't go to bars, I can't go to the gym.
Truckers here in Canada have brought part of the country's capital to a standstill right outside the National Parliament.
I was hired on at a job not too long ago for a transport.
That don't look like a truck to me, bro. The fuck you doing? That doesn't look like a truck to me.
For a company out of Whitby, Ontario, and I was let go due to not willing to get the vaccines for my job. And I mean, that's not right for companies to be able to decide that and take away our right to earn money and support our livelihood.
Now, this is all happening despite these protesters representing a small minority of Canadians. More than 80% of eligible Canadians are fully vaccinated, and the Canadian Trucking Alliance, the primary advocacy...
Bro, if you're running out of breath while trying to fucking talk to Donnie, you 100% should get the vaccine. Like, you're gonna fucking die, dumbass. You're like, literally, there's not enough oxygen going to your head right now. Your neck is like stopping you from fucking breathing appropriately. And you're like, no, it'll be fine. It's like, get the fucking vaccine, dummy.
Group for Canadian truckers, which has condemned these protests, has said about 85% of Canadian truckers who regularly cross the US border are vaccinated.
And for you, why is it important for you to be here today?
Well, because
fake news. Sorry.
Because like you're
don't talk to them. This is fake news.
But despite the fact that these people may be part of a minority in Canada, they are receiving a lot of support from Conservatives and other right-wing figures in the United States.
We are now aware of a significant element from the United States that have been involved in the funding, the organizing, and the demonstrating.
The Canadian truckers are heroes. They are patriots, and they are marching for your freedom and for my freedom.
This is very much a 21st century protest, playing out as much on the internet as it is on the street. Viral memes and sometimes false and highly offensive historical comparisons that circulate on.
Let's go, Brendo. To the Canadians in the chat, I have to say I'm sorry. Once again, all of your worst people are just trying to be American and overcompensating for being Canadian in their endless effort to appear as American hogs. It's literally our fault. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, the proximity that you have to America is unironically the reason why this is happening. We're giving our worst kind of brain rot to some of your dumbest people. And then also on top of that, we're literally giving you money. Like, we're giving these fucking hogs money directly, like material support, emotional support. Wild. Like, people used to think like, oh, the American government, the State Department was like worried about communism spreading, right? All around the world. Meanwhile, the rest of the fucking civilized planet, i.e. every country that's not America, should be worried that we are ideologically giving you Ameroid brain disease. It's not the fucking specter of communism that is haunting other countries. It is the specter of hogism. Like, what the fuck compels a person in Canada to go, let's go Brando, like Justin Trudeau as Brandon? Like, that meme barely works for America, you fucking idiot. The let's go Brandon thing is like already a fucking half-ass meme for America, and you were like, oh yes, I'm gonna turn that into Justin Trudeau, don't you know? Man, that's so sad.
Online are being repeated verbatim here, like this.
And because you're not vaccinated, is there stuff you can't do in Canada now?
Yeah, I'm like, well, basically, if you want to compare Canada to anything, it's like Hitler's Germany, and we're like the Jews, eh? One of the goals is to get a group of people that you can get everybody angry with, and in this case, it's the unvaccinated, eh?
Famously, the Jews in the Holocaust were, they could have easily become non-Jewish by getting a vaccine. Like, it wasn't like inalienable, unchangeable fucking racial dynamics that they were subjected to. That's why it's always so similar. It's like literally abiding by public health measures that help themselves. It's crazy.
Hi, my name's Jim Kerr, and I care about human beings, especially ones that are trying to keep themselves warm in a truck while fighting for the freedoms of Canadians. How you feel?
The main problem I have is all the censorship that's going on. That's the main problem that I have. There's censorship everywhere, yeah. People's accounts get taken down, even Facebook, if you don't say the right thing. Even this convoy, a lot of groups started, and people are even live streaming and all.
Bro, that's it. That's perfect. It's not even the vaccine mandates. They're just mad about Facebook posts, dude.
And I heard yesterday in the restaurant, my feed was cut. My feed was cut.
Facebook shut down some groups on its platform supporting the truckers after the online outlet Grid News found that they were being administered by a hacked account that had belonged to a woman in Missouri. So whoever was really running the groups wanted to hide their identity. And GoFundMe shut down a fundraiser for the truckers after police told them the protest had become an occupation. But organizers here have still been able to raise millions of dollars through an alternative service, a self-described Christian fundraising platform. Organizers say the money will help keep the truckers on the street.
La dernière fois que j'ai vu ma femme, c'est le 28 janvier que j'ai pas pu la revoir. Puis je suis ici, elle m'appuie à 100%. Il y a quelques groupes sur des réseaux là, qui essaient de nous aider, de nous envoyer de l'argent pour essayer de nous aider pour pas qu'on soit obligé de faire faillite.
We want those great Canadian truckers to know that
We are with them all the way.
Trump indicating he is supportive of truckers descending on Washington, D.C., other American right-wing figures goading their audiences to act.
The question is, how long before protests...
I just can't repeat this enough, as I have over and over again over the past like 2 weeks or whenever this fucking first popped off. It's literally 10%. It's not even 10% of the truckers that are unvaccinated, but it's 10% of the truckers overall that are unvaccinated. Don't know if all of them are there, but weird that, you know, this is even a fucking story.
Like this, come here.
Will we need our own trucker rally to end all of this insanity once and for all?
Like what? What insanity? That's why it was always funny whenever conservatives are talking about like the government wants us to be shut down forever. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Every single instance where they got an opportunity to fucking lower restrictions, they took it. Nobody wants to be locked up. Nobody wants businesses to fucking fail. And that's precisely why all of the fucking Democratic governments are now, the Democratic governors are also releasing the remaining tiny, minuscule fucking shutdown measures that were in existence. They're gone too. So what will the Republicans cry about when that happens? It's going to be really funny when they just have nothing to cry about anymore. Like, what are they going to do? Because at this point, it seems like they're just making shit up. They're like angry at things that do not exist.
What is the main goal, the main objective of the truckers here?
Freedom.
Well, I'm here for the same reason every other Canadian patriot is here. We're standing up for our freedoms, standing up against these tyrannical mandates. They're all just signs pointing towards socialism and ultimately communism. Well, I'm not vaccinated myself. My son is, but I got nothing against a person wanting to get vaccinated. Like, by all means, go right ahead. But
the saddest thing is like his son's probably in the fucking chat. His son's been in the chat and he's like, dude, I don't know how the fucking convince my stupid dad to get the fucking vaccine. You know what I mean? Like, please, dude, what can I tell my dad? Get his dumbass vaccine. I'm like legit worried. I'm legitimately fucking worried that he's gonna die of COVID when he gets COVID eventually.
don't make everybody else do it that doesn't want to do it. Like, it's where did freedom of choice go? Where did my body, my choice go?
I don't think siege is actually the wrong word, because they are quite literally holding the downtown hostage. It may not be the most violent siege people can imagine, but they are holding downtown Ottawa's economy hostage. They are holding the livelihood of the residents that live here hostage.
It's like, at a certain point, you just be like, all right, dude, pack the bags, you know, we got it. Like, you made your point, you're fucking annoying, it's not gonna work, like, go home, fucking go home, dude. It's too much, it's annoying.
It's affected every part of everyone's lives. People are changing how they walk at night, people are changing how they walk during the day.
Well, I'm in Brock, Ontario. We drove, it's about 4.5-hour drive to come here to Ottawa. I came with my husband and my 3.5
God-giving unity works best.
And it was just to go around and show support to the truckers. They're doing something that we just couldn't do. I know we appreciate the doctors and nurses and whatnot, but they were just not able to.
Dude, it's fucking nuts. Like, it's just, again, incredibly fucking bored people that have decided that this is a fun activity for them. I also don't know why they aren't, a chatter correctly pointed this out. Why the fuck don't they, like, literally, why don't they just, like, ticket them out the asshole, bro?
Do what these truckers can do, which is big
I hope they are
coming and saying, hey, we're here, we're not putting up with these mandates anymore, we've suffered enough. And I believe in what they're doing.
This is old news. Ottawa's taking serious action now. Dude, I've never seen a situation where there's been a sit-in where, like, even like daytime traffic has been disrupted by like Black Lives Matter protesters or Indigenous protesters that has not fucking turned into bloody conflict where they beat the shit out of the people and move them. They pedal, corral, and then gas them every single fucking time. It is so wild to me that, once again, in the Western world, in NA specifically, okay, but also in the Western world in general, it is always just free speech is just for white people, okay? It's just for white people. It's for white causes. It's for the majority group and their grievances. That's it. That's it. It's fucking crazy. No, it's not, and you're a damn liar. Really? These people have cost millions and millions of dollars to the city of fucking Ottawa. They have shut down traffic for like a couple weeks now. What are you fucking talking about? It's completely unacceptable. Like, it is. Especially because like the grievance is not a legitimate one. If it was like a legit grievance, that's one thing. If it was like an actual legitimate grievance, then, you know, Godspeed, brother. That's different, you know? They were trying to block the airport too. Like, that's crazy, man. I have seen so many fucking Black Lives Matter protesters get their asses beat by cops that brutally fucking destroy them.